So basically, you have, let's say, the daily time frame. That's the daily. This will be the 4-hour time frame. Wait, yeah. Matter of fact, that's wrong. Let's just do the 4-hour because you don't need the daily too much. Let's do the 4-hour time frame. And inside of here would be the, let's say 5-minute. Let me just do it this way so you won't get confused. Up to the upside. Let's just do it like that. All right, so boom. This uptrend right here, where you see it uptrend, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and make it this way. Break a structure. Break a structure. Boom, so you see it. Let me actually do a trend line that y'all be using. Trend line. Y'all see? Okay, bet. So the uptrend here is right here. This is the uptrend on the 4-hour. You'll see it. And the downtrend for the 4-hour. So this is the downtrend. If price is coming up on an uptrend, all you're waiting for is the downtrend to be like the pullback to happen. And then once price is finished making lower highs and lower lows, yeah, this is bothering me. Okay. So when price is done making this upturn, it's gonna come down. This will be like, okay, everybody's having fun throughout the day. NAS is mooning, or whatever you trade is mooning, whatever is mooning, and like price is going up. And then there's gonna be a point in time. I'm not gonna say what time, but most likely, when you're doing like, let's say you're trading NAS, right? Opens at 9:30. I trade at 10 o'clock because most likely the chaos is all done and like the dip. So every hour, just check your hour time frame. So most of the time the hour will like be on an uptrend. So the hour will look like this. It'll look like this. I know this is too many lines everywhere. Hold on. All right. So the hour is going to look like this. It's going to be on an uptrend, and the hour is going to need a pullback. Whenever price makes a new high, be on the lookout for a pullback. So if you see it's on an uptrend and you see that, okay, price could be, let's delete all of this now. Price could be coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Matter of fact, let's do it like this. Price could be coming up right now. You can find an entry here, but I would rather you wait for price to make a new high, see if it even wants to make a new high, because sometimes it can just stop here, come right back down. So when price is already in motion, like you don't catch it off of a low. If you can't catch it off a low, wait for price to come up, make its high. When it's probably already in the move, it's already probably coming to make its high. Wait for price to make that high. Boom, it creates that high, right? Then you'll see price on a smaller time frame come right back down, and you're waiting for the low. So if it comes back down and break this, now you got to wait for a new high to ride it back down on a sell. I hope that makes sense, but if price is on an uptrend, we're just going to do uptrend for now. I'm not going to confuse y'all. So we're going to do an uptrend. 4-hour. Boom. Price is right here. Price is right here. You finally, you see the play right here. You was watching, waiting for it to drop to give you that low, because as soon as price makes a new high, it's always going to give you a new low. it might not look this deep, but it's going to always give you a new low. So it can be like a small, it can stop right here, then go back up. It can literally just come right here and then go up, come right here, then go up, or come all the way down and then go back up. All you're waiting for on a smaller time frame is price to switch directions. So you'll see the downtrend started. It'll be coming down to give that pullback. Boom. Once it's done pulling back, it's going to always come up, break the structure, let you know, boom, okay, we got bullish momentum coming in. Then once it creates the high, just like the higher time frames, wait for it to create that low, take your entry. And as long as it's creating new highs for you, then you're good in holding it. With that being said, price will break structure on these higher time frames, and it will look like this on the lower time frames. Price will, let's say, do it again. You get your entry, boom, you riding, you're in profits, and then price drops, right? Price will drop, break structure on the 1 minute, but you'll end up training your eyes to see that it's only giving you another entry. I wouldn't add it here if like you're just like starting out and you wouldn't like, because some of y'all, I'm gonna be honest, some of y'all cannot take drawdown. Y'all look at it and just close your trades or whatever, but you'll see price pull back. This is where it all starts again. You'll wait for this pullback, boom, entry, take it back up. It'll do the same thing. As long as price on a higher time frame is not breaking structure, whatever trend you see on a higher time frame, it's always going to be that trend. So you can sell if you want to. Just know that if price ends up shooting up out of nowhere, just know that it was done with that pullback. Like with Ethereum today was selling, and then out of nowhere, it just came out with a huge candle to the upside. So if it's on an uptrend, only look for buys. If it's on a downtrend, only look for sales. I'd rather you get the whole up move than just scalping small sales, or vice versa. And it'll save you a lot of, like, you won't be stressed out about where to get out and this and that. When I get out is when the lower time frame breaks structure, because I'm entering off the higher time frame. So in order for price to break structure, that means price just made a new high on the higher time frame. In most cases, it'll be like right here. In order for price to even get back to my position, since I'm down here, is the higher time frame has to come all the way back down here. And most of the time that doesn't happen until like the next day or something. But most of the time price will not come down here all the way on the higher time frame. That's why you see these huge uptrends going on for so long. Let's actually look at my baby Nas. I'm gonna show y'all. I picked the wrong one, but hopefully it's the same thing. Hopefully. So price comes up, make this high, makes this low. This will be an entry to take it up high, then get out, comes back low. Find your entry, take it high. Once it makes a new high, it'll reverse, comes low. Same thing, all the way up, right? So let me see. This is like a whole week or two, maybe 2 weeks of this doing this, right? And it finally comes down. It still didn't break structure yet, but when it comes up here, it fails to make a new high. So boom, when it fails to make a new high, then you're looking to see, okay, is it just going to, because it can come down here, it can fail to make a new high, and it'll come down here and come back up. But price broke below the low. So now this is a lower low, and this was a lower high. So really, when it's in an uptrend, you're just making sure price continues to make higher highs and make sure that low doesn't break below the low that it already made. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, it broke below this low. So now the trend has changed. This is no longer an uptrend. No longer an uptrend. So no longer looking for buys. Well, you can, but it was scenarios where you could, but you should be looking for sales on this. You should be looking for all sales on this. So price came down, made the low that it needs to make. Came up for a bit just to come back down. Came up for a bit just to come back down. Now here we broke structure, but it still made a new low. So with that being said, if it's a downtrend, watch out for if it's going to create lower lows. And then if it's in an uptrend, keep watching out for the higher highs. Price stop making higher highs, boom. What's next? You'll look for if it's going to create a low or not. Created a new low for you. So now we're looking for sales. I want a clean one because most of this was news. Let's actually do a downtrend. I always do uptrends. Boom. All right. So price creates a new low, comes up on this uptrend. We're on a 30-minute, so it comes up, make a high, came, made us low, made a new high, made a low, new high, made a low, new high, made a low. Came up, failed to make a new high again. Boom, busted a low, came back up just for a bit, just to drop lower. Finna see what that looks like on a lower time frame for you. I should have pressed bar replay. Price created a low, came up high, made a low right here, but came back up to make that high. Came low, came back up to make a high, came low, came back up to make a high. Then right here, it failed to continue to make new highs, so it kept getting lower and lower and lower. Now this right here, most likely was, let's see, this most likely was a higher time frame pullback. Let's go ahead and mark this. Yep, it was. So here was the pullback. Price doing the same thing on this pullback, just giving you the same structure. Price has to make the same structure. It came up high for you, came down low, came up high for you, just to come back down low. It does this, ooh, so I can't even speak. It does the same thing over and over. I don't want to make it sound complicated, but that's literally how I trade. I trade everything like that, nothing different. I just wait for price to give us whatever trend we're on. I wait to price give us either a high or low. No, I'll just wait. So right now, with Ethereum, I mean not Ethereum, with Nas, I think, well, there's many things I think about Nas right now. So we're on the 30, let's go to the 1 hour. So 1 hour came down, make this low, came up a little bit to make a high. Came down to make this low. We are currently at a support in this area. Yo, market. All right, currently in a support at this area. I wouldn't be surprised if price bounced off of the support, go back up, test these lows that it made, or test the high that it made, and come back down for a lower high to a lower low. or price could break down, still continue to low, come back, test the resistance that turned in, no, the support that turned into resistance, test it, and then that is the lower high that we need, then come back lower. Or price could bounce straight off the support, go back up to the upside, break structure, give us an entry when it comes back down, back up to the upside. We have the 4-hour as well that needs a pullback. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did break structure. If it do, I want to see how far is it going to go up before it comes back down. Or just with the 4-hour, it just breaks that support. So multiple things can happen Monday. What I will tell you is price will gap up or down. If it gaps down, then I'll play it. But if it gaps up, I'll wait till New York session. The reason because if it gaps down, this means it broke this key support that we've been touching for the past couple of days now. Once it breaks here, that lets me know we still have bearish momentum. It'll come probably test this support, or I meant resistance, and come back down. Oh snap. Come back down. But if it gaps up, I'm gonna leave it alone, because most of the time during Asian session, it'll come up all that session, and then New York or London comes and it comes straight back down. So yeah, that's what I think about NAS. And that's how I trade. I have a call to do. Hope y'all learned something. I will send this in the chat.